What up is Marcus Dynasty Football Dads. We are going to be doing the biggest sells in Dynasty Fantasy Football right now. But if you're new to the channel, we have a DeAndre Swift signed jersey. All you have to do is be a subscriber for a chance to win. We're going to be giving it away when we hit 2,000 subscribers, which I know our channel's been increasing a lot here lately. And another tidbit here before we get into the biggest sells is I will be live on Garbage Time Fantasy Football, their channel, tomorrow. I believe we're doing that 9:30 Eastern Time or 8:30 Central Time, which is what time I am. And so we're going to be doing the breakdown of the NFC North. I'll see if I have time. I know the summer has been really busy. I'll try to see if I can get another video out tomorrow morning-ish, midday-ish. I mean, it'll probably be produced midday-ish or be posted if I do have that time, or else you'll see me Wednesday. The biggest sells here. Number one, Cordell Patterson, 31 years of age. There's some reasons that I have some concern besides of his age. I mean, he is a 4.0 yards per carry. This is not an elite running back type of statistic. Cordell Patterson has succeeded in the role as not even a majority snap percentage guy. Is just a guy that can really be utilized as a receiver and a running back. I mean, Cordell Patterson was a receiver coming up as a Minnesota Viking, Skull. But the biggest concern that I have is Tyler Algier. I mean, yes, he's a 5th-round pick, but you have Damian Williams, which I think is going to be a surprise player that is going to play a bigger role than Mike Davis previously did. And I think Damian Williams is actually going to have a decent year. You're going to have a little bit of Tyler Algier. You're going to have a little bit of somebody else that we may not even know. Maybe you're going to have Marcus Mariota as quarterback. Even if you have Desmond Ridder as quarterback, you have some mobility there that is going to take some yards away from the running backs and wide receivers. I honestly think that this is going to be a bad offense. You're going to have Kyle Pitts. You're going to have Drake London. You're going to have Cordell Patterson. You're going to have Tyler Algier and Damian Williams, but there's not going to be a lot of fantasy success besides Kyle Pitts, who is the elite talent. I'm taking Kyle Pitts, 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns to the bank in his year 2. But besides that, it's going to be a struggle fest because I think Marcus Mariota is going to have some trouble finding players that are going to be involved into separation, which gets me into my number 2 here is Drake London. Wide receiver number 12 on Sleeper, wide receiver for 15 and Keep Trade Cut Dynasty rankings, which is absolutely ridiculous. Now, it's not that I don't believe that Drake London has talent. I think he is very talented. The biggest thing is he does have hard to issue separation, and he doesn't have a ton of speed. We're probably talking 4.6-ish speed, 4.6, maybe even high 4.7s, or low 4.7s, depending on what you think. But let's just say he has 4.6 speed, not much separation. Is a really good jump ball type of player. But his QB play, Marcus Mariota, Desmond Ridder, like we said, they are not accurate quarterbacks. They're not even good passing quarterbacks. So you're going to see this offense struggle to score touchdowns. And Patterson had 11. I think he's going to go down. And I think Drake London's not going to score a ton of touchdowns this year as well. So let's just even look at wide receiver hit rate, which is, I think, the biggest thing that we want to talk about. 35% hit rate over the last few years here. Wide receiver 1 in the first round. So if you have a wide receiver in the first round, they have a 1 in 3 chance of being a wide receiver 1. Did I say that right? Yeah. 1 in 3 chance of being a wide receiver 1 in the future. And that's not just even now, it's in the future too. Of being a wide receiver. When we see the Jamar Chases, we see the Justin Jeffersons, and this is totally warping our opinion on some of these wide receivers. That's including Garrett Wilson. It's including Treylon Burks, Christian Watson. All those wide receivers are being overvalued right now in these dynasty startup drafts strictly because of I'm going to call it the Chase and Justin Jefferson, the LSU effect here we got going on. And so that's a huge problem because really 65% of the time you're going to get a wide receiver that's not a wide receiver 1 in their career, and you're going to end up getting this wide receiver 20 and 30, and they're not going to be worth the 12 and 15 overall that you have in some of these other rankings right now. They're just, Drake London to perform at wide receiver 12, wide receiver 15 is going to have one heck of a year. And I don't see the Jalen Waddle type of year that he's going to have. I think even Devontae Smith, I don't think he's going to live up to even those expectations, which means it's going to be a year that his value is going to end up being down. We have 3 more here, a couple more different positions. Albert O, 24 years old. Russel Wilson loves the tight end. Yes, he sure does. But first of all, Albert O can't stay on the field. That has definitely been an issue that Albert O has been hurt, has had that knee injury as well. He's tight end 13 overall, though. So he's being valued as a super high tight end 2, low end tight end 1. He's 18 games, 44 catches, 451 yards, and 3 touchdowns. That's not horrible stats, but it's not great stats either. Yes, Noah Fant has been there and been the tight end 1 of that team. He is now gone. He's in Seattle. And we see these players, which I don't think Albert Bowl has exceptional talent. I think he's okay talent, but we see this every single year. We have all these different tight ends that are in this category that we see, opportunity and decently talented. And we go, they're going to be the next great tight end. And they 99% of the time, they're not that person. They end up either returning less value or they end up being Irv Smith. They end up being Blake Jarwin. They end up being Vance McDonald. They end up being that type of tight end where it just ends up being disappointment. And so Irv Smith, Hunter Henry, Cole Kmet in some of these drafts have been behind Albert O. And I would have those three guys ahead of Albert O at this point. Irv Smith, I think, has a lot more talent. Yes, he's a Viking. Whatever. I know, but I think he has much more talent. Hunter Henry, I think, is being devalued, and I don't know why. Yes, because maybe Mac Jones has to throw it to him, but not even said that. They have, yes, Johnny Smith, but Hunter Henry actually had a decent year. And then you have Cole Kmet, who is going to be, I think, a huge step forward, which I'm going to be talking to, again, about tomorrow on the Garbage Time Fantasy Football podcast. Then we have Trey Lance. Trey Lance, QB 10. I don't understand it. You have a guy who has QB 10. You have Lawrence 12, Fields 14, and Wilson 19. Lance is not the best one of the class. In fact, he hasn't even played a game in the last 2 years, really. We'll just say, pretty much. He has not played or started he's played a little tiny bit, and that hasn't even shown to be very well in the last 2 years. So you're talking now with this upcoming year, so now you're at almost 3 full years before he has played a specific game, and guess who's still there? Jimmy Garoppolo's still there, being a pest. And if Trey Lance comes out and starts playing horribly, you know they're going to get Jimmy Garoppolo brought us to the NFC Championship type game things. We need to bring him back, or we need him to start. He's still there on the roster. We'll see what happens. They even have Jalen Hurts at 11. Jalen Hurts has A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Miles Sanders. He has much more talent, and Dallas Goedert. I would rather have Jalen Hurts. I understand that we're hoping that Trey Lance becomes Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts is probably a little bit of a worse potential passing quarterback, but we don't really know that for sure because Trey Lance is a quarterback that still has, again, not played on the field. So we have to just, again, Lance is behind Lawrence for sure. I'd have him between this Fields and Wilson, so 14. I think Fields and Wilson should be closer, so you're talking about maybe 15 for Fields, 16 for Lance, and 19 for Wilson, but it's not like that. You have to pay the premium to get Lance, even over Trevor Lawrence, which I don't understand even that, because Trevor Lawrence is the almighty, supposed to be the prodigy, the next Andrew Luck, and apparently we're all sleeping on that, or we all forgot about that, and so now, and even Jalen Hurts being at 11, I think Jalen Hurts I'd easily rather have than Trey Lance. The last one, Cam Akers. You're either on one of two sides of the Cam Akers fence. You either love Cam Akers or you hate Cam Akers. It's one of two. There is no in between. And for me, it's Cam Akers. Hate, I guess. RB12, 2.4 yards per carry in playoffs. I hated him before his Achilles injury. Didn't hate him. I just disliked him towards the majority, towards the community. And I still think that he has a huge raw ability, but the talent there, I just don't see I just don't see some of the vision, some of the cutback lanes. I see him just kind of running into holes super athletically and trying to make things out of it, and that's why you get 2.4 yards per carry. Some of his explosiveness may be down. We don't know. His Achilles injury, we are just kind of assuming, oh yeah, he's back to normal. This Achilles thing is just like an ACL. You're back to normal. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe his explosiveness does take a 10, 15, 20% hit. And if it does, that's a huge loss for a running back who relies a lot on his athleticism versus more of a vision guy or more of a pass catching back where he's more in the open field. We're going to have a guy that's going to be more between the tackles. And I think the Rams running back field is going to be a little bit of a mess. And so RB12, I don't have him, but he's ahead of players like Barkley, Dobbins, ETN, Walker, Hunter Henry, Derrick Henry, and David Montgomery. And most of those, if not all of those players, I would have ahead of Cam Akers. I just think Hunter Henry. Why do I keep saying Hunter Henry? Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry potentially has the ability to be RB1 overall for the next 2 years. He does. I think that's in the realm of possibilities. Cam Akers does not. And I think that Hunter Henry. I need to stop saying Hunter Henry. I should have never even talked about him in tight ends because now he's just in my head. He's in my head forever now. But J.K. Dobbins, who is a running back that I think is more talented in a better situation, better offense. Not better offense. Better situation, more talented, I think, easily more than Cam Akers. If I can talk. I think I'm done. Because I think I can't talk anymore. Cam Akers has made my brain go scrambled eggs. All right. So this is Marcus Dynasty Dads. Look out for me tomorrow at the Garbage Time Fantasy Football. And I will see you either tomorrow or the next day when I post another video here for the channel. Peace out. Take care.